All right, welcome everybody. Today is May 14th and this is episode 38 of Coffee with Markus. So, what is happening today? Today, weekly claims were being released again. 2.9 million people filed for unemployment last week, in addition to all the other that already filed for it. So we had 33 million were unemployed right now. This brings the amount of people that are unemployed to 36 million. 36 million. Yes, that is 25% of the American workforce. So, how did the markets react to it? That's what we're going to take a look at it in a few minutes. Plus, I want to show you how to open an account with TastyWorks. Yesterday, we talked about the best brokerage account in 2020 according to Markus. I compared 4 different brokerages and decided that I will open an account with TastyWorks. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, before we get started, as always, let me make sure that you can hear me and see me. Give me a quick thumbs up if you can hear me, if the video is good. And then I want to do a very special shout out. I want to do a very special shout out to Bruno Nober. I hope that I pronounced the last name correctly, from Minas Espresso, who sent me this coffee. Yes, so today's coffee is sponsored by Bruno from Minas Espresso. And I must say, pretty tasty. So it seems that they are in Edwardsville, Illinois. So thanks, Bruno, for sending me this over to me. Really enjoying my coffee. Much appreciated. Okay, so let's take a look at what is happening in the markets here today. And as you can see, right now, the Dow is up 1.2%. The Dow is actually leading the other markets today. The SPX only up 0.7%. Let me make this a little bit bigger and a little bit easier to see. Hold on one second. There we go. Plus the Nasdaq up 0.5%. So what was happening today? Why are the markets up? Well, let's take a look at this of what happened throughout the day. So this morning, this is where we opened. So we did have weekly unemployment claims. I just said it, 2.9 million. And at first, markets were going down. But then, as you can see, pretty much half an hour after they opened, they turned around and rallied. So why is this? Well, 2 things that drive the markets today. First of all, let's take a look at the calendar, at the Forex Factory calendar. So we see that we expected 2.5 million people were unemployed or filed for unemployment last week, and it actually came out to 2.9 million. So worse than expected. And here's what we see right now. I mean, unemployment claims, kind of crazy. Let me just zoom in for a year. You see, usually we're at around 200,000 per week, and right now we are at 6 million, 6 million, 5 million, 4 million, 3 million, now 2.9 million. So why are the markets rallying here? Well, one of the reasons is that now traders are expecting another round of bailout money. This would be round number 4, I believe, of bailout money. And this is why the markets are rallying right now, why traders are excited and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we get even more money because everybody's interested in a recovery of our economy here, obviously. So looking here at a daily chart, that's what we see. But see, we've been talking about it. We are trapped between resistance and support here. I mean, this is where we have been trapped pretty much since April 7th. So it's now for more than a month, for the past 5 weeks. We have been right here. So it's a little bit of a wait and see approach here. So let's see, what does this do to the VIX, the fear factor here, which, you know, I like to use as a gauge of what exactly I'm doing, what I'm trading here. As you can see, the VIX this morning spiked up to almost 40, has now come down to 33.7, and it has been hovering around the 30 level for the past few days. So here's what I personally have been doing. Yes, I have been trading stocks according to the PowerX strategy, as you know. So I've been using my software, the PowerX Optimizer, to find stocks to trade. So there were 2 stocks that I traded there. And since we are right around the 30 level, I'm still selling some options for to collect premium. So as you know, for the past, 7 or 8 weeks, I have been selling put options. And this still is working really well. So this is what is going on in the markets. And in a moment, we will open an account with TastyWorks live right here. But I first want to jump on the comments here. to see if everybody is here, if everybody can see me. That is fantastic. Rob says, howdy from sunny San Antonio. Yes, I am in Austin, Texas. It is getting pretty warm and toasty. I think we're in the mid 80s right now. So doing well. So good to see everybody here. Let's see if we have some questions right now. And otherwise, I want to get started on opening an account live. And we'll do a brief recap of what we did yesterday. So Sama says, E-Trade is a joke. Hey, no idea. I have looked into a few. I'm making this a little bit bigger here. So, and your experiences might be different. I've been looking at different accounts and at different brokerages. And today we open an account with TastyWorks. Okay. Good. So we will talk about airline stocks. We'll talk about, when we have some time, about some other stocks that we see here. Let me just quickly get ready on the screen so that we can actually get started with opening an account. I mean, I'm curious. I haven't opened an account in 3 years. The last time I opened an account, which was account number 8, was 3 years ago. And now this will be account, what is it? Or was it account number 7? And now it's account number 8 again. So I'm either opening today account number 8 or account number 9. And we're going to do this. So I also want to record this snippet here so that Asia can edit it out, because I think it might be interesting. Okay, let's get started. All right, so let's talk about opening a brokerage account. And today we're going to open an account with TastyWorks live here together. So I will open an account with you and show you exactly what the account opening process is all about. Now, let's quickly review. Here is what I did in the previous video. I looked at 4 different brokerages: TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, Webull, and TastyWorks. And I had my 8 criteria that I personally use to pick a broker. So I went through this, and you see that for me, TastyWorks came up on top. Now, for you, it might be different because you might have different criteria. If you're interested in watching this full video, there's probably a link right now somewhere on the screen or in the description so you can see what criteria I used and how I evaluated these brokerages. Anyhow, TastyWorks came out on top, and this is why right now we will open an account with TastyWorks. So let's jump on the screen and do it here together. So all I did thus far is go to TastyWorks homepage. So this is their homepage. They say, want 100 shares on us? Sure. If you want to give me 100 shares, I'll be happy to do this. So I'll let you know what shares I'm getting here. So tell me how. And right here, we can open an account. Okay, so what will happen here during the account opening, because I assume that sometimes it will ask for sensitive information. Whenever it does it, I will come to you for full screen, fill out the application, and then I'm coming back to you so that we can get through it step by step. So it does seem that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections here. So first of all, some account information, then information about the trader, that's probably me, something regarding access, some security, and then they do need some documents. Now, I can already tell you from experience that brokerages in the United States always need a driver's license and proof of residence. Proof of residence can be your electric bill, can be your water bill. So I am prepared for this. So I do have already, I could show you right here, prepared my latest electric bill that I can upload, as well as my driver's license front and back. That's what I wanted to show you right here. It is in the folder. Okay. But let's get started. So my email address, username, and password. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I am typing this in, but I'm coming to you full screen because I decide to keep this information private. So I'm typing in the username, and I will show you what happens when we click on continue and go to the next screen. So it is asking me for a password. Ugh, that's always a tricky part. Don't know about you. Okay. Choosing passwords is not an easy task. Okay. I am clicking continue, and it says that my password field does not match. Jesus. Let's do this again. There we go. Now it matches, and we hit continue. Okay. So it actually, my password manager asks me if I want to do this. Absolutely. Okay. Good, fantastic. So here's the next step. We do need to confirm the email. So I can use my username and password, and I need to confirm the email address. We just send you an email. Please be sure to click the link you find within the next 72 hours. Okay, so we don't have to do this now. We can do this with the next 72 hours, so we'll be fine. Now, the next step is that it is asking me what kind of account do I want to open? An individual, an entity, trust, joint. I want to open just an individual account for me personally, Markus Heidkotter, and I would like to have a margin account. I don't want to have a cash account, not a retirement account. So for my purposes, for my style of trading, I am choosing individual, there we go, and margin account. Choose individual margin. There we go. Step number 2. Okay. So now I have to fill in, apparently, a bunch of personal information, which I will do right now through the magic of editing. We might edit this out in a little bit because that probably is a little bit boring. And since I see that there's very personal information like social security number, I will make sure that I'm coming to you on full screen right now. And I know it's a little bit boring when I'm doing it in the background. Here is the good news. I have most of the data already stored in my password manager. I'll use LastPass here, so I don't have a middle name. Go figure. Here is my home address. Okay, so I did not know that they're asking for so much information, but we will be quick. I am already at city state. I'm typing in my zip code. I'm typing in my phone number right now, so they want to have a mobile phone number. Super smart. I mean, why would you provide anything else? Are you a US citizen? No, I'm not. Are you a permanent resident? Yes, I am. My country of citizenship is Germany. I can tell you that. So no surprise there. You probably already know this. The country of birth is also Germany. I am born and raised in Germany, 100% German. I do, of course, have a social security number. So you need to do a social security number. It is asking how many dependents I have, my date of birth. So, and I know that right now I will switch back to the screen because the interesting part should be coming up soon. So just give me a second here to make sure that I'm not revealing too much of the personal information as I'm filling out this application. Okay. Good. I think we are somewhere at a point where I can share my desktop again. So we are now on employment information. So the employment status is, well, that is a difficult one. I am not employed. I'm not unemployed. I'm not retired. I'm not a student. So let's say I am employed. And the employer name is, I have a company, as you know, Rockwell Trading Services, LLC. My occupation. What could my occupation be here? It is an education company, and my job title is kind of the owner of the company. Let's see. Are you subject to backup with withholding? No. Are you a director, 10% shareholder, or policymaking officer? No, I'm not. Are you employed with the securities or futures member firm? I am not. Is the account maintained for a current or former politically exposed person? Holy moly, no, of course not. The trusted contact. Why do I have to enter everything here again? Well, it seems that since I'm my own trusted contact, that's what I will enter here. So I need to come back to you for just a second while I am filling this out. Should be fairly quick. Ask for my address again. We are in the great state of Texas. There we go. Tipping T twice. The phone number. So that's a little bit unusual. Why they ask for a trusted contact when I just said, hey, I'm the account owner and I'm the only one on the account. I don't want to give anybody else access to the account. So it's asking for my date of birth again. I can tell you this. There's no secret. It's November 15th, 1969. Yes, so this year I will be turning 51 years old. Good. So that's where we are. I can share my desktop again. And now it says, to help the government find funding of terrorism, we have to acknowledge something. And yes, we want to continue to trading access. There we go. So I want to buy stock. I want to short sell stock. I want to buy options. I want to sell covered calls. I want to sell naked calls. I want to sell naked puts and futures. Okay, so let's see if I qualify for the works. Please describe your knowledge of stocks. I would say my knowledge of stocks is pretty extensive. Covered options and spreads, I want to say it is pretty extensive because I've been doing it for a very long time. Uncovered options, I mean, you've watched me doing uncovered options. What do you think? What is my knowledge of uncovered options, of selling naked calls and puts? I would say extensive. And futures, I've been trading futures for since 1998, I believe. So I also would say very extensive. Trading objective. I am willing to take larger risks here. Yeah, so it's speculation. That's it for me. Okay. So my annual income currently it's probably between 500,000 and 1.2 million. Last year it was a little bit higher. So last year it was a little bit over a million, but I think that will be fine. My liquid net worth is 5 million and above. So we're good. Net worth and liquid net worth. Oh, it's probably how much money I have right now in cash. So, I mean, in my savings account or my checking account, I probably have around 500,000, 400,000, 500,000, and then I have a lot of money invested in real estate. Okay, continue to security. Let's do this. Confirm your identity. It is confirmed. Okay, validate your device. Now I need to send a verification code to my mobile number. Let's do this. So it sent it here to my mobile number, and here we go. The verification code that I got is 161422. Okay, validate. And this worked as well. And now there's a security question. And I will come back to you on full screen and say, what was the... Okay, you can select your own question, which is actually pretty cool. So I'm doing this and I am typing the answer. Okay, continue to important documents. Okay, so now, holy moly, there is a bunch of documents that you have to acknowledge and sign and supposedly read. And you can read these. It's kind of when you're buying a house and signing up for a mortgage, right? So there's a lot of stuff. And they ask, have you received, read, understood each of the documents above and agreed to all provisions in each document? So, shh, don't tell anybody. I will say yes, even though I haven't read them. Again, this is not my first rodeo. I have opened accounts before. I know what it says. It basically says I'm responsible for anything. The broker is not responsible for everything. That's what it says in many, many documents. So, shh. Don't tell anybody that I say, yeah, I've read them, because I've read them in the past and they're not that interesting to read here together. So yes, review your application. Now this is where I probably have to come back because it shows a bunch of sensitive information here right now. Yes, it does. So it is basically just saying, all right, if I am Markus Heidkotter, I agree that all of the stuff above is correct, and sign and submit the application. Let's do this. Okay, so now they're saying we're setting up your account. Please do not refresh your browser. I won't. Let's see what happens. Kind of exciting. I said I haven't opened an account in 3 or 4 years, probably 3 years. And here we go. Okay, congratulations. You open your first account and the TastyWorks journey has begun. You're now signed into the TastyWorks account management site, and the status of your account and any future account appears in the blue box on this page. Okay, so we need to see what is happening. First things first, before you close this pop-up, you should download the TastyWorks desktop platform. Let's do this. Let's download the platform, and we can see what this... Download the installer. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's just quickly download it. Install it. It's only 200 megabytes, so this should be rather quickly. So while this is downloading in the background, I want to see if there's anything else I need to do right now. Let me just come back to you because I'm going to click on my account and then I'll see. Usually I need to upload some data. Okay, so when I click on my account, here's what happens. You've initiated one account at TastyWorks. Okay, so it is processing. I do have an account here. It is processing. Watch for an welcome email in 1 to 3 days when this account is ready for funding. To be honest, I am a little bit surprised that it didn't ask me to upload my documents, because usually you have to upload your driver's license and proof of residence, which is usually a water bill, a gas bill, electric bill. I'm a little bit surprised that it didn't do that. Okay, well, it is what it is. So let's see if there are any more account preferences. And no, there is not much more to do apparently right now besides waiting for the email. So obviously I will keep you posted of when I receive the email, and then we can fund the account. You can't trade until you put your Benjamins where your business is. Click below to make your first deposit. We can probably do this. Let's make a deposit here. So fund your account now. Let's do that together. You see, can't do it. So you don't have an approved account yet. Let's see, I cannot even link my bank account. So cannot send it by wire, I believe. I cannot do it by ACH. Okay, too bad. I will wait until this is done. As you can see, this is pretty straightforward, pretty easy, no big deal. So apparently it's a two-step process here. Step number 1 was today, fill out the account application, and now you know exactly what an account application looks like. Step number 2 will be that I'm getting an email from them, and as soon as I do, I might be approved or not, or might have to provide additional documents. So we'll definitely keep you posted when I'm getting the email. Is this making sense as far? Is this helpful at all, that you see what exactly it looks like when you open an account? If it is, do me a favor, click on like really quick right now. And I know that was a little bit odd that I have to be off screen sometimes when I enter personal information. But hey, now you know what is being asked when you open an account. It's pretty painless, right? I mean, how long did it take us to open the account? 10 minutes, and it's just a matter right now of being approved. Anyhow, hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video. Not you, of course, as we are live here. So that's interesting. It is still downloading. I can show you. It is still downloading the TastyWorks application here, and I haven't received a username and password yet. So we will obviously play around with the platform and see what it looks like. We can actually do this if you want. We can do this together tomorrow, and I hope that I will get approved fairly quickly here. Okay, so let's see. I know that there's a bunch of questions coming in, and we'll talk about this right now. So Helena says, I use TradeStation. I've had no problems. Okay, that's great. Right? I mean, again, for me, I have certain criteria, and for me, it seems that TastyWorks is a good is a good choice for me. Sandra, I'm ready to see results. Absolutely, right? I mean, we'll put money in the account, we'll trade this account, and then see what is happening. Okay, Ali's asking, what is the best time frame to use Powerex Optimizer? The best time frame that I use Powerex Optimizer on are daily charts. That's what I like to use. So, oh, Bruno, so good to see you here. Thank you so much, Bruno, for the coffee. It is excellent. So yes, I have my mug filled. I did the espresso. Bruno, you have sent me both. I know that you have sent me the medium roast and the espresso. I really like the espresso. Okay, thanks for sending it over. Really, really appreciate it. Okay. So Lino is asking, are you allowed to have more than one broker? Absolutely. You can have as many brokers as you want. There's no limit. It's like bank accounts. You can have multiple bank accounts. I mean, I personally have bank accounts with Bank of America. I have bank accounts with Chase. I've one with the local credit union here. It's Austin Federal Credit Union. So, I mean, in the same way as you can have multiple bank accounts, you can have multiple brokerages. So, anyhow, very easy. Fong is asking, would you mind putting your Powerex indicators to TastyWorks as well? I haven't used the platform. I just downloaded it, so we'll see what the platform looks like and if I can do this. And yeah, Michael, hello, trusted contact. Good. Lino says, young boy. What are you talking about? Already 50. Yeah, a little bit gray hair. Getting a little bit more gray in the beard here. The hair is still holding up, so far so good. Knock on wood, right? Okay. So Don is asking, is using covered options a good strategy to sell put and collect premium? You can if you have stocks in the account that you're not using. You see, it's more for stocks that you are not planning to sell anytime soon. I'm a more active trader. I only hold stocks for 5 to 25 days. So this is why, for me, it doesn't make sense to sell covered puts and calls. For me, it makes more sense to do naked. That's what I'm doing here. Okay. So Victor's asking, can you share your put trades that you made today? Today, I wanted to do a trade on NCLH, but I didn't get a fill. I can show you this. I can show you exactly what I had in mind today, but I didn't get filled. And here's what happened. So NCLH, I was looking, this is old stuff, so we can remove this. I was looking at selling, I believe it was was it the 8 or the 7 put? Maybe 750. And I wanted to have 35 cents or something for it. Can't remember. So I wanted to have a certain price for it. I put the order in this morning, and since, as you can see, Norwegian Cruise Lines right now is rallying. So this morning they were down, which was great, right? You want to sell puts. Oh, not sharing the desktop. There you go. Okay, so Norwegian Cruise Lines. So right now they're up 3.8%. This morning they were down, and you would always want to sell when they're down. So they reported earnings, I believe it was yesterday, either after the bell or this morning before the open. So this is where I thought, hey, if they drop a little bit further down, there might be a good opportunity to trade NCLH. So I put the order in. Thus far, it hasn't been filled. It's 4 minutes left in the trading session as they're rallying. I don't think they're going to get filled. If you look at stocks today in general, since the markets are rallying, pretty much all stocks are rallying. There's only a few that are not. United Airlines is slightly down. Delta Airlines is down 0.8%, as you can see. United Airlines. So we looked at some of the airlines this morning, but I am already in American Airlines, so I can show you that. So AAL, American Airlines, here is where I sold the 650 put. So I sold the 650 put, so I want American Airlines to stay above 650. That's the idea, and thus far, it is going really, really well. The other one that I did is car. Let's just see. Here we go. So this is where I want car to stay above 7. So I sold the 7 put. These are the 2 trades that I have. And the third one that I tried to do today was NCLH. Okay, great question. There you go. So, okay. Francisco asks, in many cases, yes, it asks for my documents. I believe so. I'm pretty sure. Usually, often, I have to upload it right when you do the application. So I'm very surprised that I didn't have to do this. Usually it says, hey, upload the documents that we can verify your identity. And as you saw, I was ready and prepared to upload the documents. So I do have my latest electric bill. I do have my driver's license front and back. But thus far, they didn't want it. Thus far. Wow, Tristan says, I opened an Interactive Brokers account last week and didn't ask me for any docs. One day, everything was approved and ready to fund. Hey, maybe it's bound to the Social Security number, right? That they match the Social Security number. That's why they asked for it to all the other data that I provided. No idea how exactly they're doing it. In the past, it was this. But again, I haven't opened it in 3 years. So Tristan, thanks for letting me know. We'll see. Timothy says, you will need to verify your documents first. I promise that I will keep you posted of what exactly is happening. In fact, I can quickly check my email and see if there's anything in my email right now that I can do besides confirming this. So I don't see any email from them just yet. And no, I am aware that I'm not showing you my screen right now. Okay, now I see something. I see that welcome to TastyWorks. Okay, thanks for joining. I can show you what they said here. Here we go. Welcome and thanks for joining. There's the ACA wire. Yeah, but we couldn't do this. Additional about funding is available here. So we're going to work hard every day to continue to earn your goodwill. Okay, good for you guys. So nothing really for me to do just yet. Okay, it is what it is. We'll see. Jean LaRouche says, TastyWorks not available for Canada yet. Oh, sorry to hear this. Yeah, you see, Canada is it seems to be tricky for brokers. I know that Thinkorswim is available there. I know that you have some other brokers in Canada. I know that Interactive Brokers is available there, and I know that some brokers are not available there at all. Okay, hey, let me just ask you. Thus far, is this okay? Is this interesting? Let me just know if you want me to do more stuff like this live there, that you see a little bit behind the scenes of what is happening here when opening an account. And again, I know that sometimes today it was a little bit like you watched me instead of watching the account application. I think you understand that I don't want to share my social security number right here on YouTube, right? So this is why sometimes I had to go back. But if you're enjoying this and if you want to see part 2, where I actually fund the account, download the platform and start playing around with it, just let me know in the chat if this is interesting for you, or quickly hit like and let me know if you would like to be part of part 2 and possibly part 3. So part 2 will be when I'm approved and I need to fund the account, that I show you how this is done. I mean, as you can see, you can do it either through ACH or wire. I probably just send a wire and then we can decide together how much money we want to put in the account. I got some answers from you yesterday and I saw all of them, and we can do this live together if you want to. You let me know. I mean, I'm doing this here for you. I'm hoping that you're having fun with this, as much fun as I have making this for you. Bruno, thanks again. Great coffee. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Emmanuel says, not that any of these other so-called traders would do what you just did. Just open an account. It's really, every trader kind of needs an account. Okay, so we'll see. Sama, yeah, exactly. I'm thinking the same way. So Sama here says, 245 people watching and only 75 likes. Hey, give me a like if you're enjoying this here. Might as well. Okay. So John said in Australia, you have to declare your text file details. Not here. It's different. Okay. So Steve is asking an excellent question. So what are the general broker requirements for us to be able to trade options? I mean, you have seen it. This is why I wanted to do it. They basically ask you, okay, what is your knowledge? And you can either say, I have no knowledge, as you saw, or I have good knowledge, or you can say, I really know my shit. And this is where it is self-disclosure. Sometimes brokers are asking you to take a test. Here, as you see, nothing. So you decide. I mean, this self-assessment, this is where you say, do you have a good grip on options or not? Have you been trading futures or not? And here's what the broker is doing with these questions. He's trying to help you because he's not giving you any permissions for example, day trading futures if you have never ever done it in your life. So he's kind of protecting you, and that's his responsibility. I mean, trust me, the broker is on your side. Do you think TastyWorks is interested in giving me all access so that I can trade whatever I want? Of course, right? So often you don't have to take tests. Sometimes they might ask you a few questions. We'll see. I mean, thus far, TastyWorks just wanted to know what I feel, if I'm proficient in selling naked puts and calls, if I'm proficient in trading futures and stocks, and you have seen me doing it here together. Okay, so Kieran's saying, TastyWorks kept the commission at $10, but I believe there's additional fees of 28 cents per round trip. I think it's 2.8 cents, and this is for the NFA. So sometimes, you know your phone bill. Have you ever looked at your phone bill where you have, let's say, AT&T? I personally have AT&T. And then you have all these FCC fees, and it's only a few cents, but it adds up. So same here. When you're trading, you still have to pay a few cents to the exchanges. You have to pay a few cents to the regulatory authorities here, which is probably the NFA or some other fees, SEC fees. I don't think it's 28 cents. I do believe it is 2.8 cents. Not quite sure. We'll see. We will see. Okay. So Good. Let's see. Okay, Knife is asking, is it mandatory to be a US resident to open an account with TastyWorks? I don't think so. I don't think so. In fact, you know what? We can actually look at this together. Most brokers, okay, allow foreign nationals to actually open accounts. So I opened an account with Interactive Brokers when I was still in Germany. We should check their website where it says FINRA broker check. No, I don't see anything right away. It might not be available for all countries, but probably for most countries. By the way, I need to show you this. They do have a pretty cool chat feature on their homepage. So here you see where it says get help, right? I mean, if you click on this, I typed in a question this morning because I wanted to know, hey, well, what documents do I need to open an account? And they were responsive right away. So you can ask that if you want to. Not a big deal. Okay. So Pepper is asking, if money is not an object, how much do I need to be a mastermind member? Do you mean how much your investment is to be a mastermind member, or how much money you should have in your trading account? Let me answer the trading account. You should have at least $10,000 in your trading account. Because if you have less than $10,000, it wouldn't make sense for you and I to work together. And here's why. If you have less than $10,000 in your trading account, you won't be able to do a lot of the stuff that I do. But if you have at least $10,000, maybe $15,000, that would be ideal. Then it might make sense for you and I work together. If you're interested in learning more about the mastermind and how we can work together, call or text the office, 512-337-1885, or email Lisa, L-I-S-A, lisa@rockwelltrading.com, and Lisa will be happy to give you some more information of whether this makes sense. You see, the mastermind where you work personally with me and Mark and where we're trading, this might not be for you. It's not for everybody, I can tell you this. And so I want to make sure that it does make sense for you. So I want to make sure that you at least have $10,000, maybe $15,000 to get started so that we can grow your account. Okay. So Caleb is asking, are you able to have multiple margin accounts at the same broker? I believe so, because with Interactive Brokers, I'm pretty sure that several of these accounts are margin accounts. So I do believe that it is possible. Okay, good. Stella says, I have 2 positions on the SPSC strike of 750, expires F12. I tried to sell a loss, but orders have not been filled. Well, you see, I cannot provide you individual trading advice. There's always the possibility of possibly rolling down. Let's take a look at SPC and let's see what's happening here with SPC today. I mean, SPC usually has been really, really good. Now, you mentioned, Stella, that you have 2 positions with a price of 750. I mean, you're good. What are you talking about? Look at this, right? I mean, you are, let me just adjust this here. If you have a strike price of 750, you want to make sure that it expires or that it stays above 750. I wouldn't worry about it at all. You're good. No worries. Okay. So Lino says, Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade didn't ask me for DOS. Okay, good. Good. Prospective says, I'm registered from Poland. Funny story here. After college, I used to work and live in Poland. So, as you know, I am from Germany. And after college, I had an opportunity, this was 1996, to work for a pharmaceutical company in Warsaw. So between 1996 and 1999, I spent 3 years in Poland. Really, really interesting, because obviously I did not know the language at all. Now, Warsaw was very international, also in 1996 already. So many, especially young people, spoke English, but some of the older people did not. I'll tell you a funny story another day, unless you want to hear it now. If you want to hear a funny story about what happened in my first week in my job in Poland, just leave a comment, funny story, and then I'll be happy to tell you. Otherwise, we talk more about trading because it's just anecdotal. But it was funny. Anyhow, perspective. So good to have you here. I know that for you, it's right now, what is it, like 10 past 10 at night? So, okay. Monica said it's in the below with 255 watching. Okay, good. So Lauren says TDS trading platform, but I'm not sure if you can trade the NASDAQ. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can, Lauren. Good. Michael says, I need to understand selling a put as opposed to buying a put. Very easy. When you're selling a put, you want the price to stay above your strike price. When you're buying a put, you want it to go below the strike price. Michael, I did a video for you and everybody else who has a difficult time of understanding it. It's called Options 101. In this video, Options 101, it's free. It's right here on YouTube. Probably Nicole will post a link to this here in a moment, or we post a link in the description. I explain exactly the differences between buying a put and selling a put. So yes, it is very important that you understand it. Highly recommend that you watch it, that you watch the Options 101 here. Okay, good. Oh, that's it. Tibor says, can't figure out how to like on my cell. This is it probably. Many of you are watching from your mobile phone. That probably makes sense that you cannot hit the like here. Okay. So, Derman is asking, Markus, AMAT just announced earnings, stock is moving only 2.5%. So the strangle should work out well. Yes, it should. It should, Andy. So we'll see. I will close it out tomorrow morning, but the strangle, let's just take a look at it here together. So AMAT, the trade that I put on is that I wanted to see that AMAT stays right between, here we go, between 60 and 46. And right now they're trading at 53. So they're dead smack in the middle right here. So they should out really, really well. So I'll close that tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon we can talk about this. Okay. Prospective says, my name is Wojciech. I still remember Wojciech is not an easy name to pronounce when you're from Germany. Trust me on this one. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this and if you have great experiences with what we are doing together, if you're having some success, I would really appreciate if you'd leave me some feedback at rockwelltrading.com/feedback. This is where you see you have these review sites like Google, Facebook, Yelp. What else might be there? The BBB. If you're enjoying this and you say, hey, you know what? I would like to help you, Markus, spread the good word. This is how you can do this. So I really appreciate it. Okay, so we are about to close out, but I see that many want the funny story. Okay, so we'll no longer talk about trading. I will tell you the funny story of what happened to me the first week in my job in Poland. So, and for everybody else who wants to learn more about trading, I'll see you tomorrow. But let me tell you the funny story. So, I'm coming to Poland. Don't speak a word in Polish. So, I'm coming to the company, and right up front there are two receptionists, young ladies, really beautiful. Polish women are very, very beautiful. Anyhow, so I come in there this morning, say, hey, how is everything going? And so, where do I find XYZ? And they don't speak a word of English. And but they call somebody who speaks English, so they're coming to get me and showing me around. So anyhow, first few days, I come in the morning and say, hey, how is everything going? And these two receptionists are just smiling at me, smiling and nodding, not understanding a word. Now, I think, you see, I'm a guest in the country, so I should at least be able to say, good morning, yeah, or hey, how are you doing? Because that's what we say in English, so might as well. So I asked my contact there, who's showing me around the company and showing me my workplace and everything. I said, listen, I would like to know how to say, hey, good morning. How are you doing? And I would like to say this in Polish. My contact says, well, here's how it works. Here's what you need to say. First of all, to say hi, it's cześć. Not easy to pronounce. And I'm probably butchering it. Cześć means hi. Okay, I said, okay, cześć. And I'm practicing it all night. Cześć. And I said, okay, how do I say, how are you doing? And he says, well, jak się masz, kochanie? I thought, oh, dear Lord. Okay. Cześć. Jak się masz, kochanie? Cześć. Jak się masz, kochanie? So I'm learning this sentence, right? I'm repeating it over and over. I'm writing it down phonetically so that the next morning I can actually walk in instead of say, hey, how are you doing? I can say it in Polish. So the next morning I am ready, walking in a little bit nervous about saying it in Polish. And so I smile big and I say, so, cześć. Jak się masz, kochanie? And the first receptionist of these two looks at me with big eyes like this. And the other one just starts giggling like crazy. Right? I thought, oh, dear Lord, what did I say? Right? So I'm walking in and then I say, dude, what did you tell me? Because I just greeted these two receptionists with cześć, jak się masz, kochanie? And he said, well, basically what it means is, hi, how are you doing, sweetheart? So anyhow, that's how I greeted the receptionist. So make sure if you ask how exactly something is pronounced in another language, that you ask a good friend who you trust. Was it funny? I don't know. I'll let you vote. I think it was hilarious back in the days. It was, at least, because you should have seen the reaction when I told them, hey, how are you doing, honey? Or something like this. Or, hey, how are you doing, sweetheart? And this is why the first one was like, and the second one was, anyhow, okay. Have a great rest of the afternoon. I will keep an eye on my inbox to see if I get some information from TastyWorks. As soon as I do, I will let you know, and we can continue tomorrow. And tomorrow, since it is Friday, we can also round up the week, look at the trades that I did this week, see how many wins I had, how many losses I had, what happened here this week. So we can certainly do this tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of the afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the day or your evening, wherever in the world you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, 3:30 Eastern Time, 30 minutes before the market close. I'll talk to you then. Take care.